Okay, here we go. I was asked to demonstrate how I do a decrease and increase for the corner piece. You can see I am right at the corner of my 10 stitch knit pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach into my drawer of things and I'm going to grab a bobby pin. This one's got a little doohickey on the end of it so it's easier to grab. And I'm going to place it. So start by picking this up. First stitch. Over. And I'm going to put the bobby pin right here. Sorry. Like so. And that's going to hold the place. I'm going to knit. These are all knits at this point. Try to hold the camera so it's in view. Let me turn my light on. There we go. That'll probably help a lot. Move that around a little bit. There. Okay. So I'm going to switch. Keeping the red on top. Talked about before. Knit. Knit. You're going to go back and purl. Switch the yarn over again. Red's on top. This time, I'm only going to go as far. Sorry, gotta hold the camera straight, don't I? As my pin. I'm going to switch back and start knitting. Now, right when I first do this, this is when I move it. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to slide it right there. And then I'm going to go down. Constantly making these little adjustments to keep everything nice and tight. Stop right there. And again. And again, pull this out. Move it over. And keep going until we get to the end. Feel free to skip ahead. This is going to be a bit repetitive. I'm not editing this video. Yeah, that was me playing with my Destinate. Get this lit up a little bit better. Get a little interesting right here. So I'm going to purl. Sorry. I'm on the red peg right before my clothespin. I'm gonna purl. I'm gonna knit. Back. Knit. I'm gonna switch. Down. And I'm gonna move this. Again. Left. I'm going to purl. Oops. Well, I just dropped my knit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it. Hard to tell right now. Go. To move the camera so I can see what I'm grabbing. Go. Okay. So this is a drop stitch. So I'm going to put it right back on the peg where it fell off of. And I do believe I was doing a knit. I'm going to go back and do the knit. Do a purl. And a purl. Now, because I don't want a large gap where I'm meeting these two bits of yarn, I'm going to grab my red and I'm going to turn it. Even though I'm not going back this way yet, I am still making sure that the red yarn is holding on to the black yarn. Like so.
Could I have a little rice?
Hmm?
Could I have a little rice?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Like that. That. Okay, let me refocus the camera. Okay. Now I'm going to move this stitch right here. Okay, so this is the last peg. So at this point, I'm going to do a purl. A knit. I'm going to stop. I have gone from the beginning all the way across, reducing one each time, using this as a placeholder. And I have done one knit and purl on this last leg. I'm going to grab my corner, and on all my corners I have this little guy, and I'll pull one up to show you. I place these on each corner as I turn so that when I get to the next corner I recognize it and it doesn't create the illusion of being a straight in. So I know exactly where to stop every time. So I'm going to pull this one and just slip it right out. It's done its job. And I'm going to place it on this yarn right here. Oop, yep, yep, I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so right there. And that's where it's going to hang. I'm going to do one. Focus. Do one. Yep. Do one purl. Yes, I had to think about it. Nothing wrong with that. Go. Holding tight. Make sure everything's just so. Like that. Then I'm going to do one knit. Nope. That happens. So I'm going to put that back on the loom. I still had a hold of it. Pull it tight. So now that I have done one knit and one purl, as you remember, I decreased down to one and did one knit, one purl, put the loop on, did one knit, one purl, and now I'm going to move this to the right. Opposite direction of the direction I moved it last time. And now I'm going to do two, and you can mark these down on paper if you need to. It's going to be a purl, hold it tight. And a purl. And then I'm going to knit. Now let's see, I've got the red yarn here. I almost forgot. I want to make sure that I'm grabbing onto a bit of the red yarn when I turn around. For the same reason as I did before, I want this to be a nice tight stitch. If you're not trading yarns, you don't have to worry about switching it over. You're just going to keep going. So, purl, or sorry, knit, knit. I'll pull this out and go one more to the right. So now we got 3. Switch the colors over, holding on, oh, sorry. Switch the colors over, holding on to the black yarn. Going to go back, knit, switch again. Knit, knit. Now I'm going to move this over one more time. And then as using this as our marker, I know, okay, now I need to turn back. I quite often get stuck if I forget which direction I'm going in, which can happen if you're working on a corner and you set it down or you get distracted. So I just need to remember that I am increasing right now, not decreasing, or I'm going right or left, or I'm, you can always look right here, because I've got this mark. See if I can get to zoom in just a little. Oh, see where this piece holds right here. That would indicate to me that I'm increasing right now, because I've already decreased. Now I'm increasing. Ooh. Playing this game. Knit, hold it with your finger. You want to keep that tension when you're turning around. I'll hold it, the tension is right here. And when I lift this up, you get nothing but loose loom, and then I pull it tight, and I'll tug on this bit of the yarn sometimes too, to make sure it's straight when I purl. Over, switch the yarn. You can see how it's been switched back and forth each time. Again, feel free to fast forward. Okay, we're going to move this to the left again. Switch again. You may observe that there is tension here and here. If you look carefully, let me see. This is a 4 count, 3 count, 2 count. And the one that I am working on doesn't have a count yet. See where the V is? There's a V. There's the V. There's a V. That's also a good way to indicate while you're still in your corner which direction you're going in, whether you missed the spot. Left again. Now this is the last peg for this little guy, so I'm going to pull it out, put it away somewhere, tell the next corner. It's knit, purl, knit, purl. Oops. Well, that happened. So let me pull it back down. Grab it. There we go. And this is the point where I reattach. I made a decision when I started this one that when I was reattaching, I was going to reattach rather than go all the way back and go back one more time and reattach. So when I put on that last peg, that's when I'm going to pick up. So you might notice here on my corner that you might find yourself wondering, okay, what do I pick up? Well, there's going to be a proper spot, very center, that if you get a hold of it, I've been doing this the same the whole time, when you give it a little tug, it'll be a perfect triangle. The one on the right will be stitched in, because that's where you started. And then you'll have this little hole. This is where the corner piece was, and then you'll have a piece right over here where you can do your next stitch and line, knot, line, knot, line, knot. So grab that and lift it over the top just like you would. And in my case, for what I'm doing, I pull them both over, but for that more detailed look, you do one at a time. This is not an old loom at all. And then you stitch. Just a knit. Crossed. Switch your yarn again. Purl. Now we've got the perfect triangle there. We're going to reach down and look for that first straight. It's a lot easier to see with the naked eye than you can right now. Nope, that's not it. That's the one next to it. So let me hold that up and see if I can't find it. Oh, I had it. There we go. Yep. That is the next stitch. And you can see this one is attached. This is the first empty stitch. So I'll pull that one. Right. Over the top. Well, that happens. And then don't freak out if you ever drop a stitch. It's all good. Pinch it. Find your stitch.
Just happy little stitchers.
Am I happy little trees?
Mm-hmm.
That's my future wife in the background making fun of me. Video is only taking 22 minutes so far.
Split it up.
Head unit. Well, so I got all those. So the goal of all this was to make a corner. And I will pull it out so you can see. We have definitely turned a corner. And what these corners look like when they're not still so close to the loom is this. This goes 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keeping the knit purl stitch the whole time. And the corners lay nice and flat without any balling up because we're going to do the same thing each and every time. That's it.